The 417 Gamers is a group of board, tabletop, and card gamers in the 417 area code. This is the podcast.
Welcome to the 417 Gamer Podcast, episode 57, the one with apps. In the 4, we look at 4 games we've been playing recently: Catastrophy, Diatoshi, Mysterium, and Rhino Hero. In the 1 topic of the show, we look at board gaming apps, specifically the apps we use while we're playing board games. And in the 7, we look at the 7 apps we use the most for our board gaming. Without further ado, the 417 Gamer Podcast.
Pet this dog.
Pet this dog. Welcome to the 417 Gamer Podcast. My name's Rick.
And I'm Andrea.
In the 4, we like to talk about 4 games that we've been playing recently. The next game we're going to play is Mysterium, and I haven't played Mysterium in a long time. It came out in 2015. It was a Polish game. I think it was like Tajman Demonstrio or something like that. It was all the rage. I played it at Geekway to the West. They had copies that they had imported that they were sharing around, and they had an English rules that people were teaching everybody. And then finally the U.S. print came over, and that was very early in the 417 Gamer group. We were at Classic Rock Coffee, and that game showed up every single week for at least 2 to 3 months. And it's a fantastic game, don't get me wrong. So designed by Alexander Neskiev and Oleg Sidorenko. Sorry, I probably butchered those. But it's published by Libelud Games. In this game, it's cooperative. You have one person that is the ghost. It's the ghost of the person that was killed. The other players take the guise of psychic detectives. They are trying to channel not only the ghost, but trying to figure out who was at the scene of the crime and what rooms were there, were they at. So they're trying to, and then what weapon people had, in their possessions. The way they do this is each round the ghost cannot talk, but he hands dream cards. They look kind of like Dixit. They're like kind of surrealist art cards. He hands out that never, hardly ever give you a solid, it's the bald guy with a fork in the study.
Yeah, you just have to
It's birds floating on a horizon with a little wire going through.
Right. Very much. If you've played Dixit, you know what these cards look like.
Yeah. So, as the ghost, it goes multiple rounds. I think you have 7 total rounds to get everything correct. First, all the psychic detectives have to figure out what person they are trying to channel from that area. Because the ghost is kind of your DM style player. They'll have a screen.
Yeah.
They'll shuffle up the cards and assign each of the players secretly a character, a room, and their weapon. So then the players will get a dream card from the ghost, and
the ghost can give you 1 to 3 cards.
Yeah, and it depends on the psychic tokens, which we kind of
we played
it down a little bit. We played a little bit easier.
We played the easiest possible version. You can choose easy, medium, or hard.
Yeah.
And we played the easiest because it was family game night.
Yep. Because you put in X amount of character cards versus how many players. So with the easy, we had 3 players on the board. You put 2 more characters. Had we played hard, we would have put 3 more, 4 more if we were super hard. But you hand the dreams out, and the psychic detectives have to find out who they're channeling. If they're correct on that round, then they go to the next round. The ghost is trying to then have them guess what room they were in. If they did not get their character correctly, they have to go next round and again try and guess which character they are.
You can't move on until you've got it.
Cannot move on until you get it. So
even if the other players in the game, they can move on to
and all
room
the players
or weapon.
can share their dreams.
Yeah.
Now, we played super easy. We let everybody show their dreams. Usually, and it's been a while since I played the Polish version. The Polish version, if I'm not mistaken, we weren't allowed to share the dream. We had to talk about the dream and explain the dream. So when players played,
So in the Polish version, you could talk about what cards you've been given, but not show the pictures.
if I'm not mistaken, it came out in 2015. We're 10 years later, and that may have been a rule that we put in there to make it harder, because when we first got the game, we were playing it a lot, and you get that meta in your groups where you've played different cards. You're like, oh, this card, and everybody's like, it's
you know what that one is.
It's the officer. It's
right.
The old lady in the hat. It's the bald surgeon.
Well, we had never played it before, so we were showing each other our cards.
Yep. But we played it. We got down to the 7th hour of trying to find out who the killer was, and we did not get it. But
we were close. But it was very enjoyable. I would definitely play it again. I think that it's something that any level of player could play. Anything from Family Game Night, which we used it for, to the, people who play Blood on the Clock Tower. They would also enjoy this game, I think.
I'm going to talk about a game you didn't get to play.
I did not.
No, you played the shooty Borderlands with your brother.
I did.
I'm happy you guys have your Borderlands. But I went over to Ben's house and I played Diatoshi. Diatoshi is designed by Danny Garcia. He's the same gentleman that designed Windmill Valley that we love. And it's published by DeVere, who publishes quite a few games that we love. Diatoshi is kind of a steampunky Japanese setting where it's got a rondel system. You move your little worker or your guy around to take an action. And in the action, you are exploiting the natural wonders of Japan. So you're exploiting the water, you're exploiting the forests, the mountains, so on and so forth. But when you exploit it, that's how you get your workers. That's how you get your resources. And on your turn, you're building up the city, you're putting new inventions in your machines, or you're contributing to the mega machine. And when you do that, you get points, because points. Diatoshi is... The art on it is fantastic. It is absolutely busy for somebody that doesn't play a lot of games. But I didn't find it hard to find things. There's a lot of iconography that you need to digest. And once you get it down, it's pretty straightforward on how to do things. But I absolutely had to ask Ben, okay, I see this and this. In my head, this means that. He's like, no, not exactly. It has to go with this. So, on your turn, whenever you exploit a resource, or you take a tile off the top of the board, which will reveal a scoring track, you put it in your player board, and you move. You have a steam token on the left, and steam is your economy. If you put in a water token, it'll move your pipe up, and you get steam, the way it was explained to me, by each time you march back down to 0. So coal will march you down the track. So if you need water and coal to move your steam pipe up and down to produce your steam. Just kind of like a steam engine, just chug it, chug it. I mean, the same mechanism that you're trying to do with your little...
But you got to make the noise.
You got to make the noise.
Chug it.
The rondel, your character can move up to 2 spaces of the 5. You can spend a steam to move each additional space you would like. So you do need the steam.
Yeah.
You also need the steam to run production on your machines. You have up to 3 buildings that you can put inventions in. And whenever you do a production run, you have to pay the steam cost of each building. And each building will run the inventions you have in there. And the inventions just have its little token that seats in your double layer player board that give you things. So it might give you workers and food. It might give you some wealth and some... It might move your... you have... They're not priests. They look like monks. They were called something else in the game. Anyway, you have 4 of these pieces that go up your scoring tracks. You could get that from exploiting tiles. You could get that from your mechanisms. I know, Barry. You could absolutely get this from building things in the city. So at the end of the game, you get each of the scoring tracks correspond to something else on your board, whether your exploitation tiles, how well you've done on your machine board. You have a little token below each of your inventions, and if they're all maxed out, you multiply that number by one of your tracks. Your water gives you good and bad points. You get good points, period, and then you get bad points multiplied by exploitation tiles that you have duplicates of. And you start out like really high bad points and little points. So moving your guys up the track is very important. Board Game Geek has this weight at a 3.94 out of 5. So there's a lot of movement to get your points. But because we've already played another Danny Garcia game, formulating a strategy I didn't find hard. It was just digesting all of the iconography.
Would you say it's a step harder than Windmill Valley?
Oh, I'd say it's a step and a half harder.
Okay.
Windmill Valley, I thought was pretty easy to get in and out of, and I still think it is. Mm-hmm. Windmill Valley, I would say, was... You're going into water probably like stomach deep. Like, yeah, you could slip and drown if you're not careful, but I think you could get your footing back. Diatoshi, if you didn't know what you were doing, you can absolutely tread water if you can. And if you're not paying attention, and if you're not listening to your teach, you'll just blub, blub, blub the whole time. The last game we're going to talk about, and it's not one that Andrea knows we're going to talk about, but we probably should have.
Okay.
It's a game we played with my niece, my sister, and my brother-in-law. It's a dexterity game from Haba. It is...
Rhino Hero.
Rhino Hero.
Which is the opposite of a Diatoshi game.
Yes. Rhino Hero came out, I want to say, in like 2011. It's an older... Haba has the Yellow Box games, and the Yellow Box games are great for kids.
Yeah.
My niece is...
She's in first grade.
Yeah, she's in first or kindergarten. I think first, you're right. So she wants to play with the big kids. She wants to play the adults, and I did at her age too.
Yeah.
So we brought Rhino Hero over to the family, and it's building a card tower. You have these Uno-style cards that have, like, skip a turn, reverse direction of turn order, play 2 cards, move the Rhino Hero. And the Rhino Hero is a gray meeple that is screen printed with the Rhino Hero character. He's a rhino. He's got blue, like, gi clothes and a cape. And one of those domino purple masks over his eyes, so you don't know who he is.
He's a hero.
He is a hero. Then the other pieces you have besides the roof cards that look like Uno-style cards, you have these roof cards, or the wall cards, that you fold in half, and you put them in the specific spaces on the previously played cards.
Which I was worried about, because I thought she would start folding all the cards, but she didn't. She understood the difference between a wall and a roof.
And she liked it enough that we left it with them. Mm-hmm. And I've gotten several pictures from my sister and my brother-in-law. Like, she loves this game. They play it on the coffee table, so it's because we played on the kitchen table that night.
But she couldn't reach very high.
She couldn't. So we had to try and scoot the cards over to her, which makes the tower even more unstable than it already needed to be. But she enjoyed it. So we left it with them, and we got several pictures of her playing. And
yeah, it was really good.
And she's learning on, taking turns, and you can't win them all.
And I learned that I'm not great at Rhino Hero, even though I'm smart enough to figure it out. I'm not great at building a card tower.
Well, and since the Rhino Hero himself is such a...
he's heavy.
He's heavy, but he's a small, dense little meeple.
Yeah.
That whenever the Rhino Hero card is played, the next player must move the Rhino Hero wherever it is in the tower to that space by the end of their turn.
Yeah, so imagine a tower of cards with a meeple on it, and you have to grab the meeple and put him on a different floor of the building without taking down the card tower.
Yep. So my niece has got little bitty first grader fingers, so she could get in there and get the Rhino hero really easy.
She sure could.
Whoop. And she didn't think about anything. So there's no... I don't know.
There's no fear.
No, they're just, yep, got him. I'm like, oh. You know, the rest of us adults are like, don't put the cards, careful. And she's just, whoop, got it. And the last game I want to talk about before we move on to the topic of the week is Catastrophe. This is designed by Reiner Knizia. And who was this published by? Like Blue Orange Games or something. In Catastrophe, you're trying to build the perfect hand. You have cards that number like 1 through 8. And there's like 6 or 7, maybe 8 colors. There's like orange, purple, red, green, blue. There's a tableau to draft from. So we're topic specific to last month when we were talking about drafting games. Mm-hmm. On your turn, you can pick one of the cards up from the draft, and then you replace it with one in your hand. The way you can either say you can call, basically it's done right then, and everybody scores what they can, and nobody gets penalties, or you can play until you have the perfect hand. To be able, and actually you don't want points. To go out with no points, you have to have a run of numbers, and then you also have to have, and it's 5 in that run, then you also have to have 5 of the same number. Because there's not enough cards in your hand, you're going to have one card that bridges both sides. One that's going to have to be in the colors and in that number grouping.
Yeah.
It was originally called Zero Down, and now it's called Catastrophe, although that name is separated to have a bad word in the middle.
And all of the cats are facing away from you in the game.
Yes, you see the cat rears. So you can... We'll have the name smushed together in our notes, but it's Catastrophe. Cute little game. I think we need to play it at another player count or 2 to see if we like it better. At 2, it's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Cute game. Let's pull on the top of the show.
Let's do it.
All right.
Hey guys, Metagames Unlimited is Southwest Missouri's friendly local game store of choice. Large play space, great board game selection, magic cards, Warhammer, paint, supplies, everything you could want for gaming. The 417 Gamers and we usually are out every Thursday night from 6 to close playing them games, teaching them up. Come out and play games with us. Also, check out some of the events that they run in town. Check their Facebook at mguinc.com or go over to the Facebook page, facebook.com/MetaGamesUnlimited, or on Instagram at meta_games_unlimited. Let's get on with the topic of the show. The one topic of our show is apps for board gaming.
Not apps for eating.
No.
Different kind of apps.
Different apps.
Got it.
We use lots of apps.
We do.
We use apps to grow our group. We use our apps to contact our group. We use apps to keep score. I track our plays.
And to play games, of course.
Yeah. Board game apps. So, what are some of your apps that just off the top of your head that you use quite often?
Board Game Arena, for sure. That is what I think is the biggest one.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that I can log on there and play with people from Belgium or Australia, or, you just get paired with random people when you play. And most people are really good about helping. If I like that there is, if it's your first time to play the game, it says on the side, this is the player's first time. They're given extra time to complete their turns, and people are really understanding. And there's a chat also on there while you're playing the game, so you can say things like, oh, I've never played with this expansion before, how does that work, or ask questions like that. So I just think it's a phenomenal resource.
That is cool. For me, I mean, and we're going to talk about our 7 most used, but you can't ignore Facebook.
Yeah.
I use it to promote our group. We put our podcast on there. We tell all the people. We show the pictures of the games that we played each night. Mm-hmm. And especially their messenger. Yeah. We use their messenger a ton. We used to use Meetup. and we liked what Meetup would do for visibility for the group.
Mm-hmm.
But the cost just got too much for our group, and we have a group that on Meetup was well over 2,000 people. I think we were approaching 2,500.
Yeah,
maybe more, but just the cost was way too much for what we were getting out of Meetup.
Sure.
And there's been some other apps that are trying to take its spot, like After Game and stuff like that, but they're trying, and it'd be nice to see down the road if it's a viable option, but for us, there's not enough people that have tried to come over.
Yeah.
There's a smattering of a dozen or two that but then it's the same thing with Meetup, that people didn't really use it to say, hey, I'm going to show up, or even use questions, what are we going to play?
Right.
Facebook groups has actually been the better one, and we have quite a few people in our group like, I'm not getting on Facebook, and understood. Don't get on your Facebook.
Sure. That's the dog, not me.
Yeah, he came in from the cold, and he's... I don't know why he's huffing, but...
He wants pets.
He does want pets. Also, selecting the first player.
Mm-hmm.
You use Chwazi. I use Start Player, and Start Player, you can't just get in the Google store. You have to go to their website and download it, and you have to click it's okay to download this on my phone because it no longer has... I think the Google Play little seal of approval or whatever. It's like, this might be malware.
Yeah.
No, I like this app.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of times you read the rules and it's always youngest player, oldest player, and you're like, let's just randomize it.
Yeah.
Or flat out, some games, if it's somebody's brand new shiny, you're like, ooh, it's got a cute little thing. The last person that's had Belgian chocolate, or the last person that saw a zoo animal or wild animal. I'm like, that's cute for 1 or 2 plays, but just randomize it.
Right.
And score tracking apps. We were given preview codes for My Score Tracker, and we'll be looking at that a little further in episode 58. But it not only has just regular scorekeeping, where you can plug in your numbers up to 8 players, but they also are uploading official or score pads that are specifically tied to different games.
Yes.
So next month, or not next month, the next episode, we're going to talk about Fields of Arle, which is an Uwe Rosenberg game. There's a lot of scorekeeping. A lot of Uwe's worker placement games have a lot of scorekeeping. So you're able to go, hey, this is for your animal points, this is for your building points, so on and so forth.
Right.
And it's nice to have those score sheets in there. I also use Rounds a lot. It is an app where you can play, I think it's up to 6 different players, and you just spin your finger in a circle to dial in how many points each person has. We've used that for Spades, Hearts, Flip 7, tons of different other games, and it's worked really nice. But I will say that my Score Tracker app looks nicer, and I think it's a little bit easier to see. It's easier to fix scores. Like if I'm looking at, because each time you plug in a new number, it'll separate it. Like this is round 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Right.
If you long press on a number, you can edit it. Same thing like player names too.
So which app is it that I see you a lot of times after you score a game, your friends who played with us would be like, let me get a capture of that, and it transfers that gameplay score to their phone.
That is the BG Stats app, and I use that a ton. So the BG Stats is where I track my plays. I also track our collection on there. It links with your Board Game Geek account, which is where I started our board game collection up there. And Board Game Geek is a nice website to go to, and they had an app for a brief period of time. They weren't able to keep it up to date and they took it down for a little bit. And I think they've either brought it back or are bringing it back, but I'm so ingrained in the BG Stats app that I don't think I'm switching over unless Board Game Geek removes permissions for BG Stats to grab that data.
Okay.
But each time we add a game to either BG Stats or Board Game Geek, they talk to each other.
All right.
If I'm at a computer, I'll go to Board Game Geek's website. But if I'm on my phone, I'll use BG Stats. On top of that, it keeps stats. It'll tell you who has the highest score on your game. And it'll tell you your players, if you play with multiple people multiple times, it'll tell you this person's highest, this is the highest they've ever scored on this game, or second highest, or this was their lowest score. It also tells you keeps track of how many games you've played in a month, year, over all of the times that you've been logging your plays. And you get some interesting data that way.
Yeah.
I enjoy tracking my plays. And it's not something, it's a little tedious for you. It's not something that you care to do because I already do it.
Well, I will say that I enjoy asking you, hey, is this my highest score on this game so far? Because I feel like it was.
Yeah. As of recording right now, we're recording on the 27th, I think it is. In January, we have played 23 times. We have played 19 different games. And 5 of them were new to us. There's also an H score, and that's how many times you've played a game. And the H score is something they derive from peer-reviewed, like medical journals and stuff like that. The more your peer-reviewed experiments and articles were looked at and scrutinized and either found reliable or unreliable. If it's reliable, it bumps up its score to where this has been peer-reviewed X amount of times.
Sure.
And how many times that scientists, how many articles they have, and then peer-reviewed. It would be their H score. For the board games, it's how many games you've played how many times.
Gotcha. So
right now, our H score in our whole collection is 29. We have at least 29 games that we have played 29 times.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Not only that, BG Stats also lets you put up challenges that it'll log for you. Like we're doing an alphabet challenge twice. We're doing one at home, and we're doing one when we go out and game with friends in our game, our game nights.
Yeah.
The dog is currently hitting the wife with a shoe. And
begging for attention.
Yeah. Then you can also do the 10 for 10 challenge where you pick 10 games and you play it 10 times in a year. It's got one where you try and play like maybe 100 new to me games or 50 new to me games.
Yeah.
Or there's several different challenges in there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. And then board game apps in general, the digital adaptations. I play a lot of board game apps, and
yes,
so do you. In fact, there was one game that we started at a friend's house, played, 5 players? You walked away going, I'm going to learn this game.
And it really worked for me. It was the Terraforming Mars app, and I think I've talked about it before, that it was a really good way for me to learn how to play the game, because in the app, there was additional information for each card or play, or, oh, you can't put that there because it's not next to a something. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you for telling me, Mr. App. You know.
Mr. App.
But it was a really good way for me to play it several times and learn it backwards and forwards.
So, do you think there are any digital board game apps you've played that have almost or have completely replaced playing the physical copy for you?
No, I don't think so. I still like playing the real thing. Yeah. Plus, a lot of times when I play on my phone, it's tiny and it's hard to see. Some games I have wanted to play the app, but on my phone there's just too condensed, too small. The format is not good for me to be able to see the whole board, or the text is too small. So that's my main complaint about a lot of them. When I play Board Game Arena on my computer, that is also kind of a problem, because you may have to scroll back and forth to see your hand versus the board, or how many chips you have, so on and so forth. So no, I don't think any of them completely replace the board game.
Yeah, we still, after we play a digital version of Terraforming Mars, because we've got a tablet that will do pass and play, and I feel like maybe we should do that more often than we actually do. But we also, whenever we watch a movie, you like enjoying the movie. I need to fiddle something with my hands. even if I'm the one that picked the movie, there's a lot of times, if it's like a very engrossing, like action-packed scene, then I dial in and watch that part. But then when it gets to a dialogue-heavy part, I just kind of put that in the background tab in my head, listen to it so I can listen what the story is, and, doom scroll, play my games, whatever.
Right. Now, we have another couple that we're friends with, Ben and Leandra. They prefer to play several games on the apps as opposed to having to set up and tear down bigger games that have a lot of components. It's just easier for them to open the app and play on their phones, and he may be in the other room and she may be already in bed or something, and they're taking their turns back and forth, just because it's not worth it for them to set up and tear down the board game when it's all right there in your phone.
Well, part of that, I would argue, is because they built him a he shed, then she's enjoyed it too, so it's also a she shed, and it's a they-them shed, to where the pickle tentacle is where they go play their games. So
more than just a man cave.
More than just a man cave, but when it's, cold like 10, do you really want to take the 50 steps to go to the pickle tentacle?
Yes.
Maybe. But it also sounds like, pull out the phone or the tablet and pass and play a game. Sounds a little bit nicer, maybe.
Understood.
But for me, I want to say no, but I play so much Wingspan. We've not played Wingspan in a year.
But you have.
Oh, God,
on your phone.
Yeah.
100 times.
At least. I probably play a game of Wingspan about every other day.
Yeah.
And there are some of those days that I play 3 and 4 games of Wingspan. So, I enjoy my digital board games, but for the most part, when I'm playing them, it makes me want to play the physical. So when we play a pass and play Terraforming Mars, let's play Terraforming Mars.
Right.
When I get done playing the digital Scythe board game, I really want to sit down with some friends and play Scythe. Same thing with Wingspan, and in the next episode, we're going to talk about our 7 favorite / most played digital board game apps. Mm-hmm. But in this 7, we're going to talk about the 7 apps we use the most in board gaming that aren't board game adaptations, they're just apps.
Yes.
So let's see you on the other side in the 7.
Do it.
You're listening to the 417Gamer podcast. There are multiple ways to catch the show. We are hosted by Libsyn, so you can catch us at hobbygamingnetwork.libsyn.com. On Spotify, search for either Hobby Gaming Network or the 417Gamer podcast. Also listen through our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hobby Gaming Network. And finally, we also post a YouTube version on the 417Gamer YouTube channel. The best way for you to interact with the show is either through our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hobby Gaming Network or on Instagram at 417_gamer_podcast. Now to the 7.
The 7 on the 417Gamer podcast of this episode is the 7 apps we use the most with board gaming. And these aren't board game apps as far as digital adaptations. These are the apps we use while we play the board games or to play the board games. Andrea, our number 7 is
Discord.
You use Discord more than I do.
Yes. I started using Discord back in 2016 when Pokemon Go came out. It was a good way to find out who was going to be meeting up where, at what park, at what time to do raids or community days. And then it's still going strong. People use it, for their gamer groups or, Warhammer or,
Sell this, promote that.
Absolutely. So it's been around for a while.
Discord and Slack seems to be, it's one or the other in some of the groups here and there. And for us, we have a Discord, the 417 Gamers. It goes in waves, it feels like, of being active and not. Mm-hmm. But Number 6 is Board Game Arena. This is the one that you're going to have to speak to because I'm not on Board Game Arena hardly at all.
I really can't say enough good things about Board Game Arena. It has been a great resource for me to learn games that I didn't already know how to play, or sometimes even just to play an old favorite like Splendor, for example. But like I said in a previous episode, there are a lot of features on there. You can chat with other players. There's several different ways you can play. You can do real-time playing where you have, so many seconds to complete your turn. Or you can do round-based where you take your turn and then it may be a day or two before someone else takes their turn. Kind of like old school chess, apps would do. You can message each other, you can play with people from other countries, or you can choose who you play with, or it'll randomly select people for you. There is a free version, there's a paid version. I use the free version. I can't tell you what upgrades you get with paid because I never have, but our friends that play with it, they do have the paid version. But yeah, I think it's a great resource. If there's a game out there you're not sure whether you want to buy or not, see if it's on Board Game Arena and play it for free, and then decide if it's something for you.
Number 5, we cheated and we got 2 on here. We have the My Score Tracker app and we have Rounds. Those are the 2 I've been using for the most part for a scorepad app. The My Score Tracker is something brand new. We got a free review code for each one of us to try it, and I've explored it quite a bit on my own, and then I think you're going to try it here over the next few weeks, and then you'll score it, so we can give a nice review on how we both feel about the app.
Yeah.
And then Rounds I've been using for years. You dial in your scores. I mean, anytime we play hearts, spades, flip 7, what have you.
Yeah.
I was using Rounds, but the My Score Tracker app, I like it quite a bit.
Sure.
Number 4.
YouTube.
Yeah.
We use this for promoting our podcast and our group and for learning new games.
Yes, we do.
That is the majority of the way I've learned to play new games is through YouTube.
Lately.
And also as another way to be like, that game sounded interesting. Let me watch a playthrough and see if it is something that I would want to get involved with.
That's what I use quite a bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I watch it and I'm like, ooh, that looks interesting. We need to get that. Ooh, that looks interesting. We have a lot of interestings in our pile of possibilities.
We do.
Number 3 is BG Stats. We talked about this in the topic. I like tracking our plays. The original reason why I wanted to track the plays is our unplayed shelf had gotten to 50-plus games. Our pile of possibilities was huge, and our cup runneth over of games we had not played yet. And I wanted a stats app to kind of remind me, hey, get some of those played. Mm-hmm. And it helps do that, and it also helps us look back at some games. Hey, we haven't played this in a while. And kind of look at scores and... Ooh, sometimes this kind of seems to have a runaway leader problem. Is that indicative of the game? Is there a strategy? Or maybe there's a rule we're looking at wrong. Maybe we need to look at the rule book again. But I like it. It helps keep track of our collection and gives us pretty cool stats. That's BG Stats. Number 2.
Schwazi.
You love Schwazi.
I do. It tells me who's going to be the first player.
It does.
And I really like the look on people's faces who've never used it before, who I'm like, put your finger on the phone. They're like, why? And so like, well, you see. And they're like, ooh. Although I still have the original Schwazi, and it only goes up to like 4 or 5 players.
Yeah.
If you have more than that, it won't work. And that's my only criticism of that.
Yeah. Is there a new version? Have you checked or don't know? Understood. The number 1 is Facebook and Facebook Messenger. We use the crap out of it. Mm-hmm. And I know those are Facebook averse. I get it. I understand. But as far as being able to contact our group, as far as being able to schedule and promote events. As far as being able to reach out to people, hey, we're running late. Could you maybe save us a game or save us a spot? Or, hey, we know so-and-so's running late. We're going to save a spot for them. Is there anybody else that wants to hang back and game with this game?
Yeah.
Because our usual Thursday nights, we go from 6 to 10. And I understand some people get off work right at 5:30, 6, and trying to run to game night. You know, if you're going to get there and everybody's already started the game...
It's no fun.
It's no fun sitting watching people. I mean, catching up with some friends, great, but doing that week after week after week kind of sucks. So, Facebook helps with that.
It sure does.
I do want to give an honorable mention to the Fantasy Realms and the Seven Wonders apps. Those apps are scoring apps that are specifically for those games, and you can take pictures of the cards and it goes ahead and does all the scores for you. And they work most of the time. I mean, you still kind of need to look through it, make sure, because sometimes Fantasy Realms will log a card incorrectly, or maybe your picture bled over to your neighbor's tableau and it's like, oh, you've got 13 cards. I'm like, no, I just have the 7 or 8 if you have the expansion. But I am still not positive I've ever seen a person completely score a whole, not just their hand. We've had several people come out, teach it, play it, 4 or 5 playered, and they tried to score everybody's hand because it gets a little complicated because this negates that, but it doesn't negate this, but gives you an extra card. Ooh, this duplicates that. This can be any suit you want, but not any power. This negates all floods. This doubles fires, all that stuff.
Every card different.
Yep. And there's been several times where people are like, oh, okay, that's our score, and I take the pictures of all the cards. I'm like, no, it says this.
That's not what this is.
And it's not that, these people aren't very, very smart people, because they are. It's just there's so much nuance to the way the cards interact.
Yeah.
The Fantasy Realms app is very nice to have. And the only reason why it's not up farther is because we like Fantasy Realms, but it hits the table. I mean, we have 300 plus games, and it hits the table when it can.
Yeah.
So that app doesn't get used near as much as the other ones.
But I do remember the first time I saw someone use it, I was like, what? No way.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try and count mine. Just take a picture of my cards, please.
Absolutely. Sign me up.
So those are the 7 apps we use the most in our board gaming. What are some apps that you use? Let us know over in the comments. If you're listening to this on YouTube, let us know comments down there. Or go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hobby Gaming Network. Say hello and maybe tell us what apps you're using. But until next time, keep gaming.
In the 417.
Doodles!
The 417 Gamer podcast is recorded and produced by Andrea and Rick Bagwell. The intro music we use, Kind, Gentle, Beautiful Person, and the outro music, Making Up for Lost Time, was created by Origami Reptica. For links to our show notes, the music, and guest links, head over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hobby Gaming Network. Until next time, keep gaming in the 417.